Hi, everyone. Here is week 9 of What If Everyone Studies the Same Pasuk? So here we go. It's a great pasuk, and I like to make sure that we understand that from last week's verse, we had the words Vayigdal Hayeled, right? So Moshe grew, and you're going to see why this is important, right? He grew, and then he was brought back by Yocheved to Pharaoh's daughter, who names him Moshe at that point. And now we have our pasuk of this week, which is a great one. And it came to pass in those days that Moses vayigdal. Again, here's the connection. Why it's said twice, going to be a big question. And he went out to his brothers. Brothers. How does he know that? Vayar, and he saw their suffering. By the way, it says saw in their suffering, interestingly enough. Why doesn't it say he just saw their suffering? And he saw an Ish Mitzri, he saw an Egyptian man hitting an Ish Ivri from his brother. So there's a lot in this pasuk about identity, right? He's making a very big distinction between who is his brother, the Ish Ivri, who is not his brother, the Ish Mitzri, and so there's a lot about identity here. Of course, there's a lot of unanswered questions. One, we don't know why it is that how it is that he knows that these are his brothers. We don't really understand how it is that he is separating himself from the Egyptians themselves. And so a lot of these questions are kind of asked and come on, come on, come on. Okay, a lot of these questions are asked by our famous Meforshim, right? Right. So, right, why would Moses tell us twice that Moshe grew? Isn't once enough? Why does the Torah say Moshe went out to his brothers? When did Moshe learn this? What's the significance of these words? Of all the things that a son of ruler can do, why is the Torah telling us this? The answer is telling us about his character. What are the words that came to pass in those days come to teach us? Why are those words here? How did they connect? I think someone says that there must have been an additional stringency placed upon not just the young but the old at that point. What's the significance of the Egyptian beating? Like, that's about something about Moses' own identity. He's not them. He is what he is. Why does the Torah tell us that the Egyptian man, that it's an Egyptian man? Isn't it obvious? Um, and and the idea of Moshe going out and really kind of checking out what's happening with his people. So again, I think the biggest pieces in this, and here are some great answers given about why some of these different questions are brought up. There's even a backstory about why it is that Egyptian is particularly hitting this Israelite, because weren't they doing that all the time? This was kind of a special hitting because he fell in love with this guy's wife, and so was kind of and saw that he was trying to make advances, and the husband found out, and so he was like taking out his wrath and his anger for being kind of embarrassed by that situation on the slave himself. Um, yeah. So, and again, what's our big nafkamina? That really there's this moment of change for Moshe, that Moshe makes a decision to kind of physically leave his place of comfort at this moment, and he's viewing not just the suffering, but he's viewing them in connection with himself. That actually, it's not that actually Moshe basically becomes a leader overnight. That really the first task of becoming a leader is identifying with the plight of his brothers. I love this. I love this question right here. This answer right here by the Orach Chaim, or the Rambam, who says Moses had seen these people forever and it had never bothered him. But once he realized that he's connected to them, he can't bear to see it anymore. That once you understand that there's something about being connected with people that makes you see them in a new way and makes you feel your connection with them and makes you basically say, I want the same kind of future that I have for them. Thanks so much for taking part in this. Best of luck.